This summer on this YouTube channel, I am sharing what I call the 3S student success system because student success is not just about working harder. A lot of times when a student is struggling, we immediately think they need more practice, more reminders, more discipline, or more time. And sometimes, yes, students do need those things. But most of the time, real student success comes down to three things working together. That is what I call the 3S student success system: self belief, skills, and strategy. Hey, I'm Kylie Larson. I am founder of 4011 Learning. And yes, I am here at the lovely coast of Myrtle Beach. I am not having a fake backdrop here, but I just could not let a little vacay get in the way of letting you guys in on this special series this summer. So I thought, what more appropriate backdrop than the beach for my summer series? So, more work for students does not automatically create more growth. If a student is missing confidence, more work can feel overwhelming. If a student is missing a skill, more work can feel frustrating. And if a student is missing strategy, more work can feel like spinning in circles. So instead of only asking, how can we get this child to do more? I think we should ask, which piece of the system is missing? The first piece of the 3S student success system is self belief. This is how students see themselves as learners. Do they believe they can grow? Do they believe they are capable of figuring things out? Or have they started telling themselves, I'm just bad at reading. I'm not a math person. I can't do this. Or there's just no point in trying. Before a student will consistently take risks, ask questions, practice, revise, study, or keep going when something gets hard, they have to believe that effort can actually lead somewhere. That is why confidence is not fluff. Confidence is not just a nice bonus. Confidence changes how students approach hard things. A confident student is more likely to try. A confident student is more likely to ask for help. A confident student is more likely to stick with something long enough to grow. So, when we talk about student success, we cannot skip self belief. The second S in the 3S student success system is skills. Sometimes students really are missing a skill. They may need support with reading comprehension, writing, math facts, problem solving, fluency, organization, focus, or understanding directions. And when a student has a skill gap, motivation alone is not enough. They need the skill taught clearly. They need practice that matches what they need. They need feedback, support, and time to build that foundation. It's usually not about attitude, it is about a skill gap. And when we treat a skill gap like an attitude problem, students often feel more discouraged, definitely not more capable. That does not mean we lower expectations. It means we identify what is missing and we teach it in a way that helps the student move forward. The third S in the 3S student success system is strategy. This is the part that helps students know what to do. How do I study? How do I plan? How do I break down a big assignment into small chunks I can handle? How do I manage my time? How do I know if I understand what I just read? What do I do when I get stuck? A lot of students are told to study, to focus, to organize, to plan ahead, or try harder, but they have not always been taught how to do those things. I'm very passionate about educating learners on how to be successful. Again, we tell them to study, but we don't teach them how. We tell them to focus, but we don't teach them what to do when their attention starts to drift. We tell them they need to manage their time better, but we don't show them how to break a task into small steps or use a calendar for planning ahead. Strategy is the bridge between knowing what needs to be done and actually being able to do it. So when a student is struggling, I try to look at all three pieces. Is this a self belief issue? Does the student feel defeated, anxious, convinced they can't do it? Is it a skills issue? Is there something academic or foundational that they just need to be directly taught? Or is this more of a strategy issue? Does the student need a better way to plan, a better way to study, organize, focus, or follow through? Because when one of these pieces is missing, students can look lazy, careless, unmotivated, or disorganized. But most of the time, they are definitely not trying to fail. They are missing a piece of the system. They're not trying to frustrate us, they're not trying to fall behind. Most students want to do well, but they need support figuring out what is getting in their way. That is why self belief, skills, and strategy matter so much. Over the next few weeks of summer, I'll be sharing more about each of these parts of the system and how parents can support these skills at home in simple, realistic ways. Because student success, it's not about grades or test scores. It is about helping students feel capable, build the right skills, and learn strategies they can use again and again in school and beyond. If this is something the learner in your life needs, please follow along, hit the subscribe button so you can get more practical student success tips. Thank you so much for joining me, and I can't wait to start discussing the three S's of my student success system. Bye, everyone.